everyone. Welcome to the Affirmation Journey. I want to talk about younger and older people listening to each other and coming together and sharing information. The thing is that we may listen to each other, but we don't do nothing about the listening. We may listen to each other, but we don't do anything regarding implementation of the information and knowledge that we receive. Yeah, we can listen to people and get in all these, hot and bothered discussions about things, but we don't do anything about it. Like the older people know that they might need to learn a bit more about technology, but then they rely on their grandkids to tell them this and their grandkids to tell them that about the phone. I hate to hear 70-year-old people, and they just 70. 70 ain't old. I'm 64. In 6 years I'll be 70. And they just don't want to know anything about the phone. It's like, I know one person who is in her 70s. She's 77, I think, who used to be my teacher. And, she don't know nothing about retrieving her text messages. It's like, how difficult can it be to get your text messages? The little bubble is at the bottom of the screen. You just click on it. You just press it. Just hit it with your finger, and your messages come up. And then you use your finger to scroll up, scroll down, or whatever. So I just don't get it. But if you're in this mentality, it might not be the phone. Maybe it's the computer. So maybe you're good with the phone, but you don't want to do the computer, learn nothing new on the computer or new software or whatever. You might be that person. But you know who you are. You know who you are. So, young people tend to think that they know everything. And then old people tend to think that they know everything. When I say old, I don't mean, just wait. When the people roll, they get out of the line and they see you getting out too, but they're gonna try to beat you to the other lane. That's what just happened. He just tried to beat me, or she tried to beat me to the other lane. So anyway, they don't want to listen. And part of the reason they don't want to listen to us, especially, if you're a grandmother who has a 20-something-year-old daughter, or you're a mother with a teenager, is because you do not practice what you preach. You do not practice what you preach. So you tell her, don't let these little boys talk you out of your panties. But you got a different man at your house every couple of months. You got a different man in your house every couple of months. Or you tell her, make sure that, when he takes you out on a date, he's paying for the movie, the popcorn, or whatever you're doing. If he don't have the money to take you to a movie, pay for the entrance fee, admission fee, and get you some popcorn and something to drink, he don't need to be going to the movies with you, and you don't need to be going with him. Plain and simple. If he doesn't have the money to pay for the movie admission fee, the popcorn, or whatever you want to eat and whatever you want to drink, you don't need to go to the movies with him. But she has to see you do that in your own life. So yes, we need to get information and knowledge from each other, young people and older people, mature people. We need to exchange information, and we're hearing each other, but are we really listening? Are we really listening to each other? And once you listen, you hear, you listen, you digest, you compute the information. Now, how can you carry it out in your life? How can you carry it out in your life? I love talking to young people to see what they're thinking. And young could be teenagers, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. People younger than me, I could just say younger than me, of all ages. I like talking to them because I get their view on life, what's going on in the world, technology, how they feel about current events, about life, love, marriage. And honestly, a lot of them do not have a very good opinion about life, love, and marriage because we are not good examples of it. We're not good examples of it. And the pressure to do what everyone else is doing is real. It's great. And it takes a very strong person, regardless of age, to go against what is popular, what is trending, what is the thing. We as mature women have difficulty with that. I have less difficulty with it because I'm in my third season, going into my third season of life. And my previous video talks about that, and I'll put it in the description, that talks about the seasons of life. So I'm in my third season of life, and it's like, it's now or never. It's now or never. And, you know, just waking up and thanking God every day for another day, that I am in good health. I don't take medication for anything. I don't take medication for anything. And knowing that I've done my best for today and that I get to have a new day. Tomorrow is a new day to do something different. So the young and the mature getting together and having conversations is a beautiful thing. I love it when I go to visit my family or I'm a guest at someone else's family's dinner, reunion, and there's this big picnic table, if it's outside or inside, and all the different generations are around a table talking about whatever. And as I have gotten more mature in everything, I realize that it's less and less of that going on. That people have gotten rid of their dining room table. People have gotten rid of the big dining room table that could seat like 8 to 10 people. For, you know, some little small something that maybe because their kids are grown, they're older, they downsized. But even in downsizing, people still kind of have a dining area. It might not be a dining room, but a dining area that will fit a pretty, you know, decent table with a leaf. It will fit a table with a leaf so that it can span to accommodate 6 to 8 people at a time. So that's what I've noticed, is that, and people are not eating together at this big dining room table. They're on their phone at the dining room table while conversation is going on. And I see this with young people, and I see this with mature people as well. They're on their phone. They're not engaged in the conversation that's happening. And I feel sad about that, really. I do. I feel sad about that. I feel sad about it. I recently talked with a friend who has a pretty nice size home, and she was talking about like getting rid of the dining room table in the dining room. It's not even a closed off dining room. It has a window on a wall in the opening, is not closed off. It's like an arch, and then there's this glass, clear glass panel. So it is a dining room, but it's very visible from the living room, but not quite an open concept. And I like it that there's a dining room to sit down and have a family dinner or a family meal. But because the children are adults and grown and gone, they're like, well, I'm going to turn the dining room maybe into a sitting area. I was like, huh? But that's what she wants to do. That's her home. And I thought, well, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. So I feel like we are not unintentionally getting rid of the community that's created around eating and sitting down together for a meal. And it could be as simple as a Subway sandwiches, you know, with the chips and the drink, you know, a foot long, divided up into, you know, four pieces, chips and a drink, and having that community. I miss that. I miss those days. So that's what I think about. We need to go back to having meals together. And some people do. And they don't have to be big and fancy and arduous for one person to like fry the chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, and all that stuff. It could be one person brings this, one person brings that, and it doesn't even have to be homemade. It could be bought and just come together for a simple meal like sandwiches or whatever you want it to be, but that's not the point. The point is creating community around eating and talking and inviting different generations to join the table. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, July 19th is the next coffee social. I have journals on Amazon. I have journals on Amazon and merchandise. You'll see the link around this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell. And I will see you